Good day everyone. Me, Aman, along with my group member Bibi and Vivek are here to give the presentation on network design for farmer. Without a delay, let's start the presentation. We are here to give the logical network design for farmer, which is Australian-based farmer society, which supplies fresh, uh, fresh product from the farmer to the client. It also provides product from farmer to client. It also provides better price for the product to farmer and necessary item for them. Like every business, there are some business goals and constraints for farmer too. To talk about business goals, it intended to provide good quality product in cost-effective and efficient manner. Secondly, to sustain and expand business by generating high revenue with maximum ability. To achieve goals, some hurdle for farmer are budgeting, management, staffing, project schedule, and political condition. To implement new network, it requires big amount as well as technical staffs too. To talk about technical goals, Farmer for Farmer 6 scalability, high availability to run business 24 hours, 7 days a week, and 365 days. Best performance with high security, which should be manageable, easy to use, and also can change with time and fit with the budget. It will be hard to achieve all the goals at once. So to balance, the trading can be done on usability, management, manageability, affordability, where security cannot be compromised. So it gets the high score and it fits on the top. Similarly, after that, performance and availability is considered likewise. During the analysis, the user community we discovered are farmer for farmer head office, farmers, logistics, and clients that the network application that they can use are farmer for farmer web interface, MySQL database, emails, Tally, Office 365, Zoom, and etc. To provide services, various servers will be deployed like Data Store 1 will be web store where Farm for Farmer website will be deployed. Likewise, Data Store 2 will be our data server where data are stored regarding the transaction and all information regarding customer, clients, farmer, and so on. Data Store 3, the file server will facilitate to share file among the office and logistics. Likewise, data store 4 email server will be responsible for incoming and outgoing emails, and all the data store will be held in Brisbane office. That's all from my side. To continue the presentation, I would like to hand over the presentation slide to my friend Vivek.
Thank you, Aman. Here I'm going to explain about network diagrams and its logical explanation and justification of this logical network design. Here is our typical network diagram. We can see the internet, firewall, routers all are connected with each other, and we have a three distinctive layer: to core layer, distributed layer, and access layer. um, I will like to explain first of all about model for addressing and naming. We are going to use a hierarchical model for developing our network design. Here we will be using subnetting to distribute the network address to all the users. Our public address will be 172.16.0.0, and this IP address is converted into private IP of 192.16.0.1. We are using the prefix of 16 to distribute the IP, and we have mainly four servers assigned and have assumed the host number of 600. Likewise, for the naming, sorry. Likewise, for the naming, we are using hierarchical model too. And to make the naming easier, we are using the short forms like server for ESRB, RUT for router, STW for switches, FW for firewall, and for the Brisbane, the short form is BSN. Likewise, for the printer, the short form is PTR. Logical network design explanation. Logical network basically owns different multiple entities, but it can be viewed as a single component from the user perspective. The different component in logical design are interrelated with each other and can be used to meet the technical and business goals. To identify the topology in the network layer, hierarchical model is used here. The function of every layer is different and it have different characteristic. um, Basically, hierarchical topology can be categorized as three types. One is core layer, another is distributed layer, and another is access layer. Core layer is for high end user and switches. Distribution layer are for routers and switches. Likewise, access layer is for only users. So enterprise network of these farmers for farmer is designed by using a top-down model approach, which sets the clear goal and expectation, and eventually helps to minimize the operating cost in the organization. The different types of layer in this model, in this hierarchical model, makes the complete network managed and comprehensive. Due to the division of security mechanism into different layers, the system created will be flexible and understandable. Logical network design justification. Coming to the justification, here firewall is used for filtering the incoming data packets to the network, and it relates to the main router. There are three switches allocated in the network design we design, which connects to the server farm and farmers for farmer web interface, and management rooms and other financial area of the network. Likewise, switch assigned to the management section are directly interrelated with logistic manager and data analyst teams. The main router here relates to the internet, which is the core layer and contain some IP address assigned in it. Mm, all the switches are connected to the main router, which is furthermore connected with the firewall. There are databases in the server farm which are managed and protected by firewalls and other implementation of security measures. Thank you. That's my part. Next up, the slide will be presented by my friend Bibit.
Thank you, Vivek. Now I am going to describe about the routing protocols used in our system. The routing protocols we are going to use in our project is The routing protocols we are going to use in our project is Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol because of its availability and usability. And Bros in 2007 explains EIGRP as a protocol where we have the effective exchange of the information through matrix incorporation. And also in this routing protocol, we have the routers will assign the various tables for each of the path to be followed during the data communication process, and if it doesn't find any path during that process, then it will request it to the its nearest table to find the path and to reach to its destination. And Sarma says that the protocol uses the port number of 88 and also use the message like hello to communicate with the other router, and if the router is inactive, then it will just discard that router from its destination and move to the another router. And we have used this protocols especially because of its advantages, like it has the reduced bandwidth usage and it has the rapid conversion rates, and also all the local area networks links can be supported by this router, and it has the reliable protocol for communication between the routers. And switching protocols are also used in our report, for which we have used the spanning tree protocol for its convenience and usability. It also helps in the reducing the loops in the network by disconnecting the redundant links through the routing protocols. And also the bridging protocol data units known as BPDU, which facilitates the communication between the switches itself, and also it can provide more information after communicating with each other by themselves without giving the necessary commands and all the algorithms. And also the crashes and breaks which normally happen in in a router and network design is stopped by this protocol because it helps it stops the loop, so all the crashes and breaks are also stopped. And the advantages of the single sorry spanning tree protocol is it can avoid the problem of logic bridging logic and bridging logic where many computers can use the same network at the same time. And for also in developing a network design, we have to follow some security mechanisms to make sure that our network is secure and safe from the hackers and intruders. And for this process we can follow some rules and regulations by implementing our security policy. The security policy will gives the staff and all the managing directors and all the hierarchical level of the organization the authority to access what type of data they want, and not to access other data which they don't want, and from the other level of the management and the team. And also for physical security, organizations like F4F will have the storage room for the switches, routers, which can be locked to make sure that no third person will go into the room and make changes to the protocols and all the connections used in our system. And also access card and on-time code can be used to protect the login and authentication. And for authentication we can use the thing like on-time password protocols, on-time password and on-time password, and also the normal password for the logging into the system, where we can have the enough data issued so that the hackers can't access that, because without logging into the system and the hacker can easily access the data, which may be a big loss for the company like F4F. And also the data can be encrypted using various encryption algorithms to prevent it from the intruders. And firewalls can be used to protect various security features, and also the other hacking mechanisms which commonly used by the hackers. And also if someone tries to access our system without approval of the management, or without uh, or with the thinking of stealing some data, then we can install intrusion detection and prevention system, which alarms the security to to make sure that the data isn't theft. And to conclude our presentation, I would like to say that the network design implemented here is suitable for the organizations like F4F, and also the business goals determined by the company, which my friend already described, will be achieved using this network design. And also the convenience use of the router and switching protocols and the other systems implemented in this design will make it more effective for using in the organization like F4F. Thank you. It is our reference, and thank you.
Thank you.